Notice it says leave all answers in simplified radical form unless I'm asking you for a specific decimal value. So number 4. Can I assume 30, 60, 90 on this one?
No.
Do I see 30 or 60 anywhere?
No.
So we use Pythagorean, okay? So let's go ahead and write out. And
never mind.
so we have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So we know our c is this number. 39 squared is equal to a squared plus 24 squared. Everybody get your calculators. And make sure your mode is in degree mode. If you read the board when you walk in, it says calculator, yes. So I'm going to put in 39 squared. Also put in 24 squared. So I get 1521 is equal to a squared plus 576. Should I subtract 576 on both sides?
Yes.
And when I do, I get, oh dear, 1521 minus 576. That gives me a squared is equal to 945. Now we do have to do what on both sides here? Square root, and you can't just type in a decimal. So since I see a 5, can I divide this by 5 to see?
Yes.
So I get radical 5 and radical 189. And what should I divide 189 by? 3?
9.
Ooh, 9? Oh, that's even better. Radical 9 and radical 21. And I know 9's already a perfect square, so I'm going to go ahead and circle this. If I split 21, isn't that basically 3 and 7? The 5, 3, and 7 does not, we don't have a pair, so we have to multiply them back. So 5 times 3 times 7, so that gives me 3 radical 105. So let's see how we can find the perimeter. Let's add these two whole numbers. What is 24 plus 39? So here's how you write the fancy answer. 63 does not have a radical, so all you have to do is add on to the x, and you leave that right alone. Do not add these two whole numbers, because this radical is going to change the value. And that's it. Let's go to number 7. On number 7, you could type that in, or by logic, what I would do is write the parentheses how many times? Twice. So if I were to go ahead and rewrite it, it looks like this. And then what I would do is organize them. Let's put the whole numbers together. Let's put the radicals together. You don't have to, but I think it's good for teaching purpose. What is 7 times 7? 49. What happens to these two radicals that are identical? 2 pops out. So our final answer now becomes 98. For a number that's whole number like this, if you type it in, it'll spit this out. If it doesn't spit out a clean number, you have to simplify it from the beginning. Okay, on number 12. Okay, give me a fist. How many triangles are pretty much representing? 1, 2, or 3? Okay, I see 3 triangles. From a 3, how many right triangles are being represented? 2. 1 far to the right and 1 as a whole. Do we see that? So what I want you to do is draw these 2 triangles separately. So let's go ahead and make our far right triangle. So that's 120, 65. Okay, if I'm going over this and you miss a question like this tomorrow, isn't that sad?
Yes.
Okay? Maybe that means for you to for sure go over. Let's go ahead and make the big one. Is the big one 45, 45, 90? Because that angle is 45?
Yes.
Yep. If you want to call it isosceles right triangle, that's also correct. So I know this value right here is 120. It says to find the angle and the length. I think the length that I want is just the x right here. So let's call this one n. This right here is called n. So let's see. I'm going to look at it from angle 65. Y'all remember HOA? Here's our H. From the angle when I jump is our opposite, and the remaining must be A. Let's write SOHCAHTOA on the top. 120 will be this side, or this side right here. We're looking at this one right here. Is the bottom 120? Oh, on this one right here? Because as a whole triangle, it's 45, 45, 90. If that is 120, that's also 120. Okay? All right. So I know 120. I know that I need to find this variable. So which one involves O and A? Tangent. So tangent of 65 is equal to our opposite over the n. Do y'all remember the rule when the variable's on the bottom? You just swap. So switch them. Then that way the variable is all by itself, which is magical. Let's type that in. So we have 120 divided by tangent of 65. Make sure your mode is in degree mode. And the number should not be extremely small or extremely big. 55-ish. So we have, it says hundreds. So we know our n is equal to 55.96. Could I now take 120 minus the n and get the x? Are we good? Okay, I'm not going to go any further on that one. Let's go to number 19. Let me help you set this one up. Can I move this one over? Good? All right. Luca, let's read number 19.
The train is traveling of a slight grade with an angle of inclination of 1 to 2 degrees. Traveling 1 mile, what is the vertical change?
So inclination, does that sound like angle of elevation or depression?
Elevation.
Elevation. And I told you guys, given the angle of elevation or depression, you never ever use vertical lines. How many ways can we draw the right triangle? 4. One at the top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left, right? Let's draw one that's got bottom right or bottom left. Because I feel like it. With your highlighter, only highlight horizontal and diagonal. So we know that's my 2 degrees. It gave us 1 mile. How many is 1 mile in feet? 52? 80. Pretty close. So if the train is traveling at the inclination, it's traveling on the diagonal. So 5, 2, 80. And it says, what is my vertical movement? That's my x. Okay, let's do our HOA. Hypotenuse, jump over, opposite. The remaining must be my adjacent. So given that we have 5280 and knowing that we need to find x, which one involves O and H? Sine. Are we good? Okay.